I do think that comedians see people and see the layers of things more, and by nature of having to figure out what makes something funny, the byproduct is they figure out a deeper understanding of human behavior.
Well, I think what comics and comedy can do, in whether it's towards people or towards a subject, is that comedy is really good as the BS detector. One of the things that I think that is an interesting social experiment is, as a comic, people have already turned off.
He just said interesting social experiment. What's on Bravo?
Do we have any corn I can eat out of a can instead of watching this short bearded fat piece of Sorry. The social experiment that I've noticed is interesting, that I have done jokes that live I'm trying to make up a new story in my head to make it more interesting.
No, I'm sorry.
I mean, how many tumbleweeds have come across since I've been here?
Just said.
Oh God, I'll talk to my wife and she'll just glaze over, like within 30 seconds of the conversation. You would think I would be more dynamic. But one of the things that I find is interesting is, and my mom used to do this to me, or she would laugh at something I said and then reprimand me afterwards.
Really?
And I would tell her, like, you can't do both. You have to choose. Are you in disagreement with the joke, or is your initial thing to laugh? So I would see that in audiences where I would say something and I would hear, like, there would be a pause, and then there would be they couldn't hold it in. And that to me is that's a challenging thing to do, to try to make them judge what they just laughed at.
Right.
I mean, I don't like to dig too deep into what I'm doing on stage, but that is something that I have recognized that is kind of a fun thing to do. I was with Sarah Silverman the other night, and we were backstage, and I told Sarah, I was like, hey, I was thinking about saying this when I open up. And Sarah Silverman was like,
really?
I mean, Sarah of all people was like,
what was it?
I don't want to reveal it because it won't work in this.
Right.
But it was pretty like jaw-dropping to hear it, like between two people. I didn't take her advice and I did it anyway.
You did.
It worked, but she was right. Like, it's one of these things where you don't, and there's many times where I've done that and it falls flat.
Do you ever worry about that? Like, am I one bad judgment away from this whole career going away?
We're living in times now where that's a really tough call.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I get frustrated with that as a comic. I'm like, well, just loosen up. You know, this is how some people communicate.
Yes.
Through humor.
Yeah.
Now, you might not agree with the sentence that just came out of my mouth, but it's to a bigger point. So it's tricky. It's tricky. These days, I think you can say something that could get you in trouble, but there's a great book called Amusing Ourselves to Death that was written in 1983, and I bring it up a lot. And what this guy, Neil Postman, says in this book is, you will stop hearing the term Big Brother because we will do it to ourselves. And that's exactly what's happened in our society.
That's interesting. And that, to me, that's social media.
Yes.
Is Big Brother, because
and look,
now
cops should be filmed. Don't get me wrong. Cops should be, they need to be accounted for. But this filming of each other all the time, and I don't know what, and we never stopped to think about it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I did a show a few months ago in East Pasadena at a steakhouse. My career is not really where it used to be. Anyway, it's really a nice place to perform, but
Did you really do this?
yeah, I do open mics whenever I can.
You still do?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And they were the guy up front was filming, and I just politely asked him to stop. But you should know that people these days, especially people younger than us, they don't know it's not cool.
No, I know this.
They think, oh, you don't want to be filmed?
Right.
No, no. I don't want to be filmed now. I'm on a friggin' show. Sorry, miss. Can you turn off the camera?
Hey folks, thanks for watching. If you like what you just saw, then why not subscribe? Click right here for lots more off camera. And If you want to see the hour-long version of these conversations, I'm going to give you the secret link. Here it is, offcamera.com. Check it out.